your accurate Storm Team 12 forecast.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed today's mild weather. If you didn't get an opportunity to get outside and get some fresh air, maybe on Thursday when most of us will be back above 60 degrees. But in December, we know there is probably an end in sight, and we've got a series of cold fronts on the way. One of them coming through tonight, not really a big deal there. The next one will hit Friday into the weekend. That one brings a push of some much chillier weather, and we're going to be on the edge of some Arctic air by the time that Sunday rolls around. Just look how close we are to a lot of active winter weather. You can see it's snowing tonight from Minneapolis to Milwaukee. Chicago's in some wet weather tonight. That'll be switching over to snow. There's been just a little bit of ice, too, before some of those snowflakes have started coming down. And the Pacific Northwest, very active tonight. More wet weather from Portland up through Seattle. Some of the Olympics and the Cascades catching some higher snow in the elevations there. And we'll be watching that active weather remain to the north of Kansas over the next several days. Many locations in the upper Midwest have already had 15 to 20 inches of snow, and we're not even halfway through the month of December, putting down another 6 to 9 over the next 4 to 5 days. Almost a foot of snow up there in Montana, but notice the snow remains north of Kansas. So even though we've got a series of fronts on the way, doesn't look like there's any chance that we'll bring that snow to Kansas. It's going to be much too warm for that tomorrow anyway, as we do remain 5 to 10 degrees warmer than average for Wednesday. The coldest air is going to be wobbling around over the upper Midwest, but eventually by the time we get to Sunday, a piece of that's going to break loose and be moving into Kansas. So we're going to be on the edge of some very cold air coming up as we move into the upcoming weekend. Tomorrow, however, it's not that cold. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Most of us are hovering right around 50 degrees, and pay close attention to the wind, because in the next few hours it's going to start ramping up out of the northwest. It will be fairly breezy at 7 o'clock in the morning, but wind chills are not anything to be concerned with. And then eventually by tomorrow afternoon, the wind will start calming down as high pressure begins to move back into the area. But our first cold front of the week passing on through, no real significant fanfare there. And we head into Wednesday with a good dose of sunshine. High pressure will be calming the winds down. Another batch of clouds coming through Wednesday night into Thursday. No rain, no snow for us. And then we're back into some warmer weather on Thursday as high temperatures return to the 60s as we approach mid-December. This has been very unusual, but it looks quite warm once again. So Thursday we'll be on record watch in Russell and Colby. Wichita would have to get to 75 on Thursday. That's out of reach. Goodland and Dodge City have records in the upper 70s. Also likely to be out of reach. So we'll watch the colder air start to push into Kansas over the weekend. The coldest day coming up in the near future is going to be Sunday. Morning temperatures in the teens and 20s. The afternoon highs will struggle to get back above freezing, but it's only for one day, and then we start to warm back up next week. What we don't have over the next 9 days, any widespread rain or snow. Kansas is not in the right spot for now and probably won't be for at least another week and a half to 2 weeks. 45 over the epicenter tonight. We've got a partly cloudy sky. The wind is from the south. It'll be ramping up overnight and changing direction as low temperatures dip down into the 30s. Western Kansas tomorrow, no 60s like today, but still getting to 52 in Dodge, 50 in Goodland with 48 for Hays. Central Kansas tomorrow will be hovering around 50 degrees with sunshine. A gusty wind out of the northwest, but that will start to back down later on in the day. And Wichita, we had 56 today. We'll cut that back just a little bit tomorrow. 51 for Newton, 51 in Hutch. Some afternoon clouds and a gusty wind. On Thursday, 61 degrees. Can you believe it? 47 Friday. It is turning cooler over the weekend, but Sunday is the coldest day ahead. And then we're back up into the 50s with more dry weather on the way for next week.